be ready to be shocked, because this video is shocking even to me. TCL reached out and asked me to check out their 6 Series TV, and I said, sure, why not? Let's check this thing out.
Crazy quality.
I don't know a lot about TCL, or at least I didn't at the time. I do now. And let me tell you what, when I started digging into this thing, I was absolutely shocked. It was not at all what I expected, and all for absolutely really good reasons. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the TV. I'm going to tell you all about it, and I think you are going to be as shocked as I was. Let's kick this video off by taking a look at exactly what we've got going on here. So this is the TCL, it's the model 65Q650F. This is the Amazon version. There's a Google version of it as well. And this is the 65-inch. So you can kind of see what's going on here. I've got the About screen pulled up showing you all about it. So you can see the Fire TV version, the model of the television, even the serial number and the current date and time and all that kind of stuff. So this is the About screen, and this is the TV that we're going to take a look at. Now let's flip this thing around and take a look at the back and see what we've got going on back there. You can see there's kind of a bump out here at the bottom and a bump out in the middle. So there's no external box for connectivity. Everything plugs directly into the TV itself. I don't want to call that old school, but it's just, you know, kind of normal technology. Now we got a bunch of ports here. So we got Ethernet, we've got optical audio out, we've got 3 HDMIs here, and this number 1 is listed as ARC. Then we've got 2 and 3, cable antenna, couple of USBs. We also have headphones, which is kind of weird. I don't know. And then AV in, and it says adapter, and that's an orange port. Now, if we come over to the other side, let's see what we got hiding over here. Probably not a lot. And as I suspected, all we have is power back there, and it's a 2-prong kind of Mickey Mouse shaped power cord. Now, so that's the rear of the TV, and the way I've plugged this up and the way I've been testing, I've used this 2 ways, right? So you can see the 2 cables that I have there at the bottom. I've got HDMI, and I either run that with eARC to a soundbar or into a processor. And if you look down at the bottom, I've got a little audio down here. It's a small one. It actually fits into my cabinet. This IKEA furniture is not super deep, but that one fits and everything works well. So I've been basically using eARC for everything and the apps in the TV. Now, I've got a Xbox over here that I'm using to test with gaming, which is pretty freaking impressive. Stick around for that. This TV, I think, was built for gamers more than anyone else. It's pretty outstanding. But that's the setup that I've been using, and I've just been streaming. I've not watched any discs on this. Everything's been 4K streaming, and let me tell you what, though, the HDR coming off of that Xbox, absolutely stunning. Well, let's flip this around and take a look at some features of the TV. So one thing I've discovered is that when you review a TV, you can actually open up the manufacturer's website on the TV and film it and show all the specifications. You don't have to memorize them. That's pretty cool. So we're looking at the TCL website for the 65-inch Q-Class 4K QLED HDR Smart TV with Fire TV 65Q650F. And that's the TV that we've got here. So first thing to note is this is a 2023 model, came out in 2023, and it was a CNN editor's pick for whatever that is worth. Obviously, if you have this TV, you can become a football player with tattoos, or not. Now, The suggested price is $699, and I'm going to talk about price in a minute, but that is way higher than what you can actually get this TV for, which is one of the things that's so outstanding about this TV is the cost for performance. It's a big deal. But let's look at the specs here. So we've got direct LED backlight, 4K resolution, QLED, so quantum dot technology with ultra wide color gamut. HDR Pro Plus, that means we got all the stuff. So Dolby Vision, HDR 10 Plus, HDR 10, HLG, motion rate 120. So this is for the gamer folks out there. And I don't know if it's really, I think this is a 60 hertz panel, and I think it's doing some kind of doubling or something to get you to that motion rate 120, but gaming on it looks really, really good. Advanced 4K upscaling, Atmos, Bluetooth, the game mode for low latency, which I use pretty much all the time. Full view metal bezel-less design, the Fire TV OS. And remember, you can get this in a Google version. And I think the Google version is actually the more popular version than what we've got here. However, the Fire version has worked out just fine for me. The TV includes dynamic contrast, but the three HDMIs that I've showed you already, one with eARC, which I use extensively, Apple AirPlay 2 capable, works with Amazon, that word that I can't say because my house wakes up when I say it, Apple HomeKit, and then you have Ethernet or 802.11 AC, which is an older version of Wi-Fi, so it's not doing Wi-Fi 6 or 6E, not that it matters, but it's not. And then the two USBs, which I guess you could stick in and use to watch content on, although I don't think a lot of people are going to do that. So, you know, I've showed you the TV, and you can see the different specifications here on the size, and then more of the stuff. 64.5-inch viewable display size. They call it a 65-inch TV, and it has compelling color and choice. All right, good. Control buttons, one button, whole bunch of stuff, right? So it does all these things. Audio pass-through for Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus. That's important, right? So if you're going to use the eARC on this thing and the apps internally, you want to be able to push all of that stuff out to whatever your sound system is. That's pretty big deal. Fire TV, and yes, so we are looking at a 60 hertz panel here, like I said, with QLED. It's 4K, a billion colors, everything's going there. Motion enhancement technology, which is doubling up on that 60 hertz to get you kind of 120. It's not really 120, but it looks really, really good. AV input, so composite video, left and right audio in the Mini 3.5 connector, and so on and so forth ad nauseum. So a pretty good set of specs there. But the one thing that this does not have is local dimming zones, right? So if you take a step up into higher end equipment, you can get into local dimming zones that give you better contrast than what you're seeing on this television. However, I do want to point out, and we're going to see this in a minute, that the picture on this thing is ridiculously good. And when you throw in the price, which is not the $699 you see there, is lower, and we'll talk about that too, it's crazy. So anyway, that's the specifications of the television. And oh, it comes with this remote control I have in my hand. And there's nothing super crazy special about the remote. It's a remote, and it has buttons for Netflix and Peacock and Amazon Prime and DirecTV and all the other stuff. So it works. It is not one that charges wirelessly or anything crazy, doesn't have photocells on it. You just stick batteries in it. So it's a normal kind of TV, but it does have this audio search button, which is kind of nice. So let's move on, and we're going to take a look at the UI of this TV. So first off, just it's gorgeous. I mean, the picture is really, really good. This isn't OLED. I mean, this is QLED, and this is lower end QLED, but from TCL, their lower end QLED is pretty darn freaking good. And this is the Fire TV operating system. And we're just going to flip through a little bit here so you can kind of see what's going on. You know, it's kind of par for course, but it is snappy, right? So I don't get a lot of lag. And I think it's even snappier than the Tizen from Samsung. I need to put them side by side, but it seems like I get a lot more lag out of that OS, at least on the Frame TV, than I get out of this one. This one's pretty solid. So we're in the kind of the menu selection section here. And, you know, you can have different profiles for the TV. This is where you would choose your inputs if you want to plug something in externally. So if you wanted to just plug a Xbox into this, you would plug it in and then be able to choose your HDMI here, or you can use an antenna or composite or whatnot. My stuff, these are things that I've been watching. And so you can see the stuff I'm into. Stargate and Jack Ryan and Clarkson's Farm. It's pretty close. I mean, you can find things, you can go home if you want to, and then you can watch live TV, and there's guide and all that kind of stuff. I don't really use that very much myself. I'm mostly an app kind of person, and this does have everything. So the Amazon ecosystem for apps is completely fleshed out, right? So you'll get some systems that don't have everything. This has got everything, right? And I've been watching a lot of Paramount Plus lately, so we'll pop into Paramount Plus and take a look at this. And I've been catching up on all of my Star Trek that I haven't been watching for a long time that I need to catch up on, and I've been doing that. So you can see in the app here that it loads pretty snappily, and it's you know, it's just got it all, right? This is the full experience that you want, and I found that I don't need to really use any other source box outside of this. I mean, I can use the TV for everything. I don't need to use an NVIDIA Shield. I don't need an Apple TV. I don't need that kind of stuff. So I can use this television with whatever kind of speaker system, or not, just use the TV. Although, to be fair, the speakers are kind of not so hot in any television. So that's not a TCL thing. It's just, it is what it is, right? So yeah, definitely get something external. But I don't need another device. I could, and I am actually fine using the built-in streaming in this unit itself. So that's pretty cool. Now let's move on over and look at the last thing I want to talk about here, which is the settings. And there's a lot of stuff going on in here. The one thing that's interesting is to actually do video settings to change the color and that kind of stuff. You want to have an app open and running, and then you can hit a button on your remote and do it there. But other than that, everything is much as you would expect, and everything's in here. So nothing crazy there. But let's talk a little bit about the price. Let's talk about the cost of this TV a little bit. And I've got some real cash here as a prop to kind of show, you know, the relative cost of this compared to other things. And I'm going to talk about the price that I saw this for on Memorial Day sale just this past weekend. So, you know, you could buy a 65-inch super high-end TV, and it might cost $5,000, right? And, you know, this is 1,000. That's a lot of money, right? That is a ton of cash. This TV is nowhere near this expensive. Take away all this stuff, and this thing was havable for less than $500, right? So it was $469 plus tax. So you're going to get around $500 for that thing, which is absolutely a steal. I mean, that for the quality of the picture and the gaming experience that you get off of this TV, it's mind-boggling. And, you know, if you were going to have a $5,000 television, what can you use the rest of this for? You know, this $1,000 can buy you, like, you know, the best sound bar and sub combination that you can get your hands on. Then if you wanted to, you could take another $1,000 and buy a Blu-ray player, and you could buy a streamer and an Apple TV and whatever else you could possibly imagine. And then you have, you know, $3,500 left over to take a vacation or whatever. And you're going to be really happy with this picture. Okay, I know there's some folks out there that are going to be like, I can only live with OLED. It has to be that, or it's nothing else. And that's fine. Grab your stack of cash and go spend it and be happy. But for 99.9% of the rest of the people out in the world, less than $500, if 65 is the right size. If it's too small or too big, that's a problem. But if it's the right size, this money is going to be absolutely well spent getting you into a TV that is going to give you a wonderful picture, better than you would have ever imagined $469 could buy. It's good. Now we're going to talk about gaming. So we've got the Xbox plugged up, and we are playing Elden Ring, right, Drake? Yeah, so producer Drake is here with us. So say hi, producer Drake. And we've got that fired up. here, and let me see if I can get in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. But this picture is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is stunning. It looks so darn good. You know, oftentimes the black of the picture is the same color as the black of the bezel, right? So if you're watching TV and you've got, you know, a widescreen image and you've got the black bars at top and bottom, they completely fade in into the bezel, which is really, really nice. Now, this is really, really smooth gameplay. I mean, this is super, super duper smooth, and it's also using low latency. So Drake, from your perspective, since you game a lot more than I do, have you ever had any problems with like input lag between the controller or what you see on screen and that kind of stuff?
No.
No? Okay. And then has how smooth is the picture? It's pretty fluid, right? Not choppy or anything weird? No? Okay, awesome. All right. Well, you know, the gaming experience here is really, really nice. This is one of the selling points for this TV. And if you do like to game, it's beautiful. And, you know, the HDR that comes off of the Xbox on this screen is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it absolutely is killing it at 4K 120 HDR. Beautiful picture. So let's take a look at the quality of the picture. And what I've got going now, this is YouTube at 4K 60 HDR on, and it's gorgeous. I'm sure that somebody's going to want to flag me for copyright on this one, so I'm not going to keep this going too long, but it's a really gorgeous picture. You know, the colors are nice and vibrant. And of course, you can go through and set that, and you know, if you want them more saturated or not, you can always control all that stuff. This is out of the box settings. And, you know, I've not had this calibrated. I don't think a lot of people will have professional calibration done at a $469 price point. But even without the professional calibration, it's really, really outstanding. And I think you're going to be super, super happy with the picture quality. Super gorgeous. All right, everybody. This brings me to the end of my review of the 65-inch 6 Series from TCL. Again, I can't say enough about the picture quality per dollar on this television. It's absolutely stunning. If you need a 65-inch TV with a really, really good picture and you want a budget set, this could be the one for you. I would suggest that you check it out. It came out last year, so the price is going to continue to go down a little bit, right? But at sub $500 already, it's an absolute steal. If you want it, I would say go get it right now. And like I said, you can choose between the Amazon Fire OS or the Google OS, whichever you prefer. Both are going to be really, really solid choices. I wouldn't think that you would notice a lot of difference other than the UI, but functionally, they will do the same thing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, ring the bell. And if you like this video, there's going to be another one on your screen now that I think you'll like as well. So check that one out. But remember to subscribe before you do that. And I'll see you in the next video.